Hey y'all, and welcome to Watch Cheryl Scrap Live for January 8th, 2018. And these are the special sessions for the month of Challenges 6. And tonight I'm going to be working on Challenge 6. Is that right?
I believe so.
The dispersion technique. So how many of y'all have already done Challenge 6? Like how many of you are still, maybe I should say, um, who hasn't and who has? Nope, Cat hasn't done it. Done, done, done.
Kayla's working on it. Molly's excited to watch you do it. Kat's been avoiding. She took a Photoshop class and dispersion was not one of the techniques she was taught, so she's slightly disappointed in the class.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, I have picked this photo of my son. I'm going to go ahead and close Lightroom so I'll have a little bit more going on. But, oh, look at him. He was such a wee bitty guy, and oh, he's concentrating so hard. Look at him. He's going as fast as he possibly can.
Aw, Kat, I love this photo too. It's cute. Hi, Jan.
So
Welcome.
I figured it was kind of like a, action kind of photo. So let me pop over and open up the instructions.
Jennifer says that one scares her. Kat wants a sky overlay challenge. I learned how to do that last summer, but I have to remind myself of how to do that.
Okay, so um, so the first thing I want to do is create 2 copies of my background layer. Okay, so I'm going to right click and duplicate layer and duplicate layer. Okay, on the bottom copy, so I'm going to go ahead and just turn the view off on the top copy. On the bottom copy, we need to take the subject out. Do this by using the lasso tool and just make a rough outline around the subject. Then to go to Fill, Content Aware, Fill to take your subject out. Okay, so very slowly we shall do this. Okay. So la 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 la. Lasso tool and Creative Cloud is right there. I'm gonna make sure I have just the lasso tool selected, and then I'm just gonna kind of start drawing around him.
That was one of my favorite parts of doing this challenge, Kat, was I had totally forgotten that content aware existed.
And then I'll go to Edit, Fill, and then the contents it's probably going to be on something else, but it may not be content aware picked. But just make sure content aware is your choice and then press OK.
Does PSE 11 have content aware? Um,
Uh, I don't know, but hang on, and I don't think it does. But I'll open up PSE 11 and see.
I thought it
All right,
did.
so you can see that he's gone now out of my picture. So there he is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press Control D just to remove those marching ants now.
13.
And
PSE 13 is when content aware came in.
okay, all right. And then now we are going back to the top copy we made and just select the subject.
It is crazy good. He's just gone. You can't tell he was there. He's a ghost. It's like that show The Missing or something.
Okay, so in PSE, you're probably going to want to, let's
Jagruti said
see.
she used the clone tool.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'd probably be the best thing to do.
Yeah, 14 has the content aware fill, and so does 13, Kayla. But it's Adobe listed as a new thing to 13, so it's probably not in 11 or 12 because of that.
Okay, so she says to go to the top copy and select just the subject, and she used the quick selection tool, which is right underneath the lasso, and there's the magic wand tool in with it. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and I'm just going to start clicking. And like Jan said, it doesn't need to be perfect. But
I like, so it doesn't have to be perfect, and you're still like going in and trying to make it as perfect as you can.
well, I'm not. I mean, you can see it's sticking out over there. Mostly because I'm not very good at this.
It's okay.
Okay. Is that everything?
Looks like it to me.
Maybe there. Oh, down here. Okay. All right. And so now I'm just gonna, now that I have that selected, I'm gonna press Control J because I'm on a PC and make 2 copies. So 1, 2. All right. So I don't need that anymore. I can just delete that. Dun, 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 dun. He's floating.
He's floating in midair. Watch
He needs
out.
his shadow back.
Not.
Hmm.
Are you gonna leave him on that background, or are you gonna put him on something else?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure.
Because you
Okay,
really just have
so
shadow unless you move him somewhere else.
on the bottom layer of the subject, so there it is, bottom layer, go to filter.
Looks like he's doing a wheelie. It totally
Yeah.
does.
Filter liquify. And I'm just going to use a big brush and distort the heck out of your subject in the direction you want the splatter to go. Okay, so he's kind of coming forward, so I'm going to push this like back this way. What do you think?
I
Like
like.
he's trailing behind? What if I did it
Liquify
on
is
both
hard for me.
sides?
I did learn how to make my face skinny.
What if I did it on both sides instead of just one? Like he's splashing out. Psh, psh,
It could be
psh.
fun. You're just playing with it, right? You
Yeah,
can always try
okay.
it. If you don't like it, go back and do it again.
All right, so I'm gonna
Kalis is back to the right over the road.
do.
Yes. If you were using your original background layer, then you want to do, I think that's why you do the content aware on it. But if you never go back to the background, you really just need your subject.
Okay.
It's an awesome feature that face aware liquify. Wait, there's a feature called face aware liquify? Dude, I need to find that one.
Okay, so I'm gonna press OK and let it render. Ooh, he looks crazy.
He looks like he's flying. He's
Look
got
at
those
him.
perfect wings. Woo!
Woo, I'm going.
Okay.
Okay, so she added a white layer, so I'll follow the instructions there and add white.
No. Wait. Okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
You don't have to.
No, you don't have to.
Okay. My son is over here going, "What happened to me?
That is so
What
much
is that?"
better than my son. My son was over here telling me, Mom, it doesn't look fast enough. You need to add more of it and make it look faster. No, Mom, that's too much. You need to add less of that so it looks longer.
Okay,
Like,
so
legitimately.
now with the liquefied layer selected, add a layer mask. So that's that. It looks like a little TV to me. I don't know. It's down here at the bottom.
Square with the hole in the middle. And if you're on PSE, it's at the top, but you still have that same icon.
Yeah. So I'm going to add the layer mask. And I need it to be black. So I'm going to press Control I to invert that. And then I'm going to go to the top one and add a layer mask and leave that one white. Okay. Now the fun part, choose a splatter brush. You can make it as big or as small as you want. On the top layer of the subject, make sure black is selected as my foreground. Okay. And then just click around right on top of the subject along the edge of where the splatter effect will be.
So
Okay?
Jan says the white lets you see the brush strokes a little better if you have a busy background.
Gotcha.
So where you have a
Okay.
road, you might be okay without it.
Gotcha.
And I only say that because I was okay without it with the road that I used. Well, the driveway. So,
Right.
yep. Cat white reveals, black conceals. D is the
Mm-hmm.
shortcut to get black as your foreground color. Listen to them all trying to help you along. I just feel the love, Cheryl.
Yay. Yay for me and all the love.
That is true for when you dress every day, too. That is so true. White reveals and black conceals.
Dude, right?
Oh my goodness. I love it, Kat. I was trying to think of it with makeup, but I was like, no, well, no. But with clothes, it does.
Oops. Okay. And then now go to the bottom layer. Make sure my foreground is changed. Make sure I'm on my mask.
Which brush set are you using?
This is the Kyle splatter
Oh, the Kyle brush
brushes.
sets that come with Photoshop.
Yep. Photoshop Creative Cloud.
Oh, Jan, you can do it. Just
Okay,
think, some of the
so
complexities
white.
are because you can do more with Photoshop than Artesian, I've heard or read.
Okay.
You can do it. We'll help you. Come to the Adobe side. We have cookies.
Okay, turn this up. Boop, 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 boop,
Yes,
boop,
cookies.
boop.
This is Timmy says this is where I get stuck. Oh, there you go. Kim knows exactly what you're coming from. She switched from Artesian to PSE 11, Jan. Honestly, I think any photo works as long as you can pull your subject out. And I think it just depends on what your goal is. Like somebody did one with a hot air balloon and it looks super cool. All of them actually look super cool, but
Okay, see, I feel like I should have stretched maybe more. I don't know.
okay, so what I did here, because I didn't use the white background because I wanted to see how it looked on the actual background,
Uh,
is I showed it on the road so I could get an idea of how it looked against, like how fast or slow it looked, if that makes sense.
yeah.
So, oh yeah, the sailboat one is really cool. So a super busy background might work for you, Jennifer, as long as you can pull your subject out. In fact, a super busy background could be really fun. Like, could you imagine dispersing a person in front of like New York Times Square and making like Times Square kind of liquefied behind you? So it's mostly the colors. That would be super cool.
I
Kayla says
wonder
go back and
if.
stretch your liquefy layer more. Jan says you can always add brushes after you're done to pull it out more in the direction you want it to go.
Okay, let's go back here. Whoopie, whoopie, whoopie. Let's turn him off.
For being able to see it, Jennifer, a
Filter.
plainer background might work better. You could take a picture of your feet on the carpet and see what you can make it happen with it. I love it. Every time you liquefy him even farther out, his little wings.
He's got little wings.
The wings are in.
Sorry. Okay, now. Oh, I keep doing that. White. Yeah, I like that. I don't know. Then he's going off the edge. Okay, here's what
I
I'm
would do
gonna
that.
do. What?
Jennifer, always go over the ones that you're just, I find the ones that I think are going to take longer, and then I use one that I think is like a treat afterwards when I'm behind a challenge or two. It's a little like wings. It is. I think it looks cool. It looks like he's flying out of himself. So we have
Okay.
3 Jans tonight. How's that, Cheryl?
3.
3. We have Jan Intense Magic, Jan Quilty Mom, and we have Jan M. You're popular. The other night we had, was it 3 Kims and a Kimberly? We only have 2 Kims tonight.
Okay. Let's just spread him out more now that I've got him on a page.
There's only one Kayla. You know what's funny? We actually have a girl in our ward who's named Kayla, who goes to church with us. Karen Lisa says she couldn't attach a mask to her since she's using PSE 7, but she got an image she was happy with. And honestly, that's the goal, is to have you try and get it to work and learn something from it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We don't expect perfection, especially on a technique you've never tried before. Jan had a job in college where there were 4 Jans. Do you think any of them had parents who were Brady Bunch fans?
Okay. Mm-mm-mm.
Woohoo! Jennifer has a couple hours the next 2 nights, so she's totally going to get some scrapbooking done. You're going to be caught up in no time. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. No, what about Jan, Timmy? Kat says her in real life name is Carrie. There were lots of Carries. Hers is Kerrie, and there were a lot of Carries in her day. I actually have a cousin Carrie who's Keri, and I had 2 girls at school who were Carries. One was the Kerrie and one was the Carrie. It's a fun name too. I like that one. Probably because it makes me think of friends that I had. Woohoo! He's got Dumbo ears!
I know. Like,
Like when Dumbo's learning how to fly.
okay, so now I'm gonna add the layer mask. I.
Jen says she was the youngest. The others were at least 20 years older than her, and they all had to choose a different nickname. Jennifer worked with another Jennifer, so she became Jen so that customers and colleagues could identify them. Jennifer, have you noticed how many Pollys we have named Jen? We have like Jen, Jennifer, Jen. It's a very popular name. I see it a lot on our forum and it makes me smile. Add an adjustment layer and clipping. We had a Jan, Janet, Janice, and JP. She was JP. So their name wasn't Janet, but they went by Janet, even though their name was Jan. Interesting. Hmm.
Okay, I'm on there. Got my brush.
I feel like it has told me that Jan has been typing for a while, and so I keep waiting for like this epic post from her to come.
Uh, uh,
And now I've built it up in my head. It's kind of like when you're Facebook talking with somebody and it's like, oh, they're typing. You're like, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. And then all you get is a yep. And you're like, what? Really?
okay, so I want that to go to the edges, right?
Keeping me on my toes. That's your hubby, the one who sits there waiting for epic posts. Jan says she was typing something, erased it, and did it again, and got lost because we were all talking.
Like she's like, what?
She's like, what happened here? I get
Mm,
lost sometimes too when we're talking. Don't worry, it happens. It looks like he's flying. He could
It's
totally fly off the page.
fine. But I really feel like he needs his, um,
Shadow.
yeah, I really do. I feel like he
So
needs
add a
his
shadow
shadow
in.
back. I think he needs his shadow in.
So leave it.
Burp.
Jan's gonna sit there and hit random keys for a while and build suspense on me. I just don't think that's very fair.
Uh, okay, so let's add a layer mask there. And let's use a different brush.
Yeah, when there's no shadow on the ground, he really does feel like he's flying in the air.
Yeah.
Do you ever see ads like that where you know they photoshopped the ad because you look at it and you're like, that shadow is in the totally wrong place? Oh, it totally would be fun as an art journal page with him just taking off and flying. Oh, scrapping is always a good idea to take your mind off discomfort of problems, especially medical ones.
Oop.
It does not
Okay.
sound fun, Jennifer.
There. Here. Ha
Oh, good
ha.
cat.
Ha
I'm not
ha.
the only one.
All right, his shadow is there. Yay for me. And I like it
Cat has
kind of.
started pointing out Photoshop on all kinds of things now that she can see it so much easier.
Okay. Oh, look at him. He's so cute, guys.
Aww.
Aww. Okay, now to find something to scrap with. Dun, 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 dun. What would be a good one for this one? I'm trying to think.
Trying to think of which. Kit.
Yeah, I have. I'm trying to think here. Dun, dun, dun. Hmm.
Timmy suggests Little Butterfly Wings Best Friends or something like that. Jen just realized she was working on a CT layout instead of day 8. Oh man, I hate that. A true friend. is the kit. She thinks she has a boy version for that one.
Think I may have.
Janice stuck on the mood board
Is
challenge.
that a collab?
A true friend?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to go to the store.
Yep, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
And
I have it.
Jen M would hate to tell you this, but I think she secretly wants to tell you that it's 6-0 for Georgia, and they're at the goal line trying to make a touchdown.
Georgia's
Kayla
back
says,
down. Wait,
I guess so.
Georgia's trying to
Georgia's
score
winning,
again.
and they're trying to score again. Oh, Bev, I'm glad you didn't forget to come. Jagruti, thanks for coming. Have a good night. Let's see. Kayla says Kristen's How We Roll Junior, has the reds and the blues. I think it looks like Cheryl may have already had a true friend, huh?
Yes, I did. I did. I already had that one. Ooh. Ooh. That one, I think. That one caught my eye.
Oh, 13-0. I'm pretty sure Jan's enjoying telling you that. All in good
I'm
fun, of
feeling like
course.
she is. I just want her to know I would not be doing the same thing.
She says she is.
See, I need a
Find nice
green
children.
star.
The strokes are from Cheryl's Shadow Styles, I believe. Did
Yes.
you just shadow style it? Her
Mm-hmm.
shadow styles have a photo with a stroke that she clicks to add on the pictures, Kim.
It's right here. Photo edge plus shadow.
Yep. Love the double layer of the photo. It does totally look neat.
It's not to the half though, right?
Kim says she has that. She uses it all the time and didn't realize you had two photos on top. It's okay. It took me a minute to realize she had two on top of each other. Kat said she went to buy your shadows the other day and realized that she already has them. Those are my
That's good.
favorite things. I went to buy Mommyish's wire style today and it came up and said, "You already have this." And I went, "Oh, good."
Good, I don't have to do that then.
Jan says, "No, it's not at the half yet." Yeah, I am so glad Lilybad tells me when I own something. I just have to be careful if it's a designer that's moved from another store and I used to shop at their old store. Oh, I am loving those styles. They're fun. Jennifer, you should totally buy her shadow styles, Cheryl's. They're awesome. They're easy to use. I use them on almost every layout. And her foliage is one of my favorites.
Foliage. Foliage.
Foliage. I like the way I say that.
Foliage. I do.
It's a good old random accent talking. Jen, I would totally buy the same things all the time, especially when they show up in SOSN. Oh, Jen lied. They're at the half now. And grab bags, yes. Sometimes with BYOC I have to check too. But Molly, that is a good point. I might need to buy them again if I can't figure out where I put them. I've done that before. And sometimes spending the dollar to replace them is okay. Kat bought a kit the other day and thought it was elements only and ended up with 2 sets of papers. Oh man. Do scribbles count as doodles? Usually? Is it the bingo challenge? Yep. I have not seen scribbles that wouldn't count as doodles. How about that? Is that a good answer for you? Yeah. Paint or pencil or whatever. I do not believe there's a requirement on it being a specific type of doodle, is there? Now I better go pull up the challenge and just make sure I'm not crazy. Because then you're going to get mad at me for telling you something.
Yeah.
I'll be like, no, I promise.
Start spreading the news. I'm
If they're
leaving
doodles, they could be paint or
again.
pencil. But if it's a splash of paint, like those two would be different. Does that make sense, Jan? Like something doodled could look like paint, but a splash of paint would not be a doodle. Molly wants you to make this a template. Telling you, you're going to need a January MOC Watch Cheryl scrap template base.
Yes. Sounds like it.
Cheryl does use shortcuts a lot. She's
Oh,
also very
what am I doing that
master
they don't know
mouse.
what I'm doing?
Oh, Kat just says she needs to learn Photoshop shortcuts better.
Yes, I use um, Control G, Control E. Control G is to clip your paper to um, a shape, and then Control E kind of merges them together. Oh, dang, y'all, I am loving this layout.
The red paint, is that over or under the dispersion?
The red paint
Red frame.
is
It looks like it is
under.
under.
And I can delete that white one. Yeah, it's right under it.
This layout is super cool. This is so cool. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's fantastic.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool
I
when you're
love all the
part of
kids
my
have been
team.
chatting. It makes me happy.
Everything is
Okay, I don't think
awesome.
I missed any other questions, right? All of a sudden it started flying and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. The kit does have lots of good paints for the effect.
Yep, this is a great choice.
Because it's awesome.
Everything is awesome. Can't help it now. I'm gonna be singing that stupid song. Oh God, I can hear him in there.
The game.
Yes. The dogs are dominating. Me, 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 me.
Yes, The Kid is a True Friend by Little Butterfly Wings. Look at that. Kayla's even going to mark it for you. Is it just the boy portion, or are you using some of the girl portions too?
This is just the boys portion.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I could listen to um, the hype right now.
Ah.
Probably make me very, very ill on my stomach.
I'm sorry your team's losing.
It's all right. They had a good season, and it was fun that they got to go, play in the playoffs and then play in this game. Because you always like to see your team play again. But I don't know. It is distressing. I'm trying not to care too much, but I'm so sad. Oh. Okay, let's see. What else can I do? Because I don't really like.
Kayla says she needs to revisit this kit now. So for those of you who haven't done dispersion yet, do you have any questions we can answer about it for that challenge? Kim says she's not a fan of either team, but has friends on both sides. Jan just wants to cheer on the underdog. She's not a true Georgia fan.
So she's harassing me and she's not even a fan? What a stinker.
Oh, Kat, you can do it. Just seriously follow the instructions, and if you get stuck, ask. Because especially with those of us who've already done it, we will walk you through wherever we can. I don't know, Jan/Intense Magic spent a lot of time walking people through on that. And yeah,
Yes.
it's recorded. Cheryl will have this live scrap posted so you can always go back and watch it too.
And I'll add it to Jan's thread as well.
Woo
She
woo.
wants me to. She
If
may not
she
want me
wants you to. She's
like
randomly typing letters, so we'll never know.
randomly
She
typing.
says that's awesome. Thanks, Cheryl. Kim, I kind of want to go back and try it too. I'm trying to think of some other things that it would work really well with too. Especially seeing where people have used like star brushes and stuff to add it. It looks really fun.
Okay, so now I think I'm done adding things. I'm thinking like a title like Whoosh or something like that. What do y'all think?
I think Whoosh would be awesome as a title.
I think so too.
Kayla says vroom. Kat says wee.
I
Did you
say
have a question,
whoosh.
Kim, about Anne's challenge?
I say
Isn't it
whoosh.
awesome, Molly? Okay, so you want to hear what I did for my 20-page photos on one page? I haven't posted it yet, but I did Christmas morning because none of my photos from Christmas morning really turned out that great. I have like two from the whole morning that are cute. So I just made them all these little like 2 by 2 squares so they look kind of cool that way. You can't tell how out of focus or bad lighting or whatever happened. I don't know. Everything happened, I think. I was tired that day. So but you know what? This is probably the first year ever that Christmas morning has been scrapped since like 2011, 12.
Right.
Oh, that's cool, Kim. Her daughter got married last year, so putting 20 photos on a page wasn't a big deal. She made 19 of them black and white and one a larger color one.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh, yeah. Making 20 photos tiny, the Instagram style. I don't know if you saw, somebody did a, like a selfie one and did like 20 different selfies, and it totally reminds me of the Instagram style. Yeah, content aware is a gem. I agree, Jan. If you take nothing else away from this challenge, remember content aware. Molly, I used it once such a long time ago, I'd totally forgotten about it. And now I want to go back and fix some of my vacation pictures and take out the idiots that stood by my photos.
Yes. Like,
Be like, nope, you don't belong and you don't belong. Goodbye. Kick you out.
goodbye.
Oh,
So
PSE
long.
7 doesn't have content
Farewell.
aware. But the latest one does if you upgrade, and then actions are super easy to install. I am not a firm believer in pushing people to upgrade unless they're under PSE 10 and less. Then I'm always like, but actions, they're so easy if you go above 10. Oh, if you
Yeah.
go up to 11 and higher.
Okay, so now I'm just going to work on my shadows a little bit.
Courtney the enabler. You can use actions in PSE 7. It's just hard. Is newer PSE $100? I buy mine at Costco when I buy it, and it's usually between 40 and 50. It does go on sale. I've got it for 69. Yeah, CC is only 10 bucks a month. I'm on CC right now, but I do have PSC 14 and 13 and 11.
I just
Ah,
have
with the video
11.
editor, it's 100. No Costco. Oh man. Jan had PSC and could never figure it out. What do you use, Jan? My last PSC was like 5. The other thing you can do is if you're looking at Amazon for it, is there's a site called Camel Camel Camel. I don't know if you've used it before. And you can set up a watch for it and tell it to notify you when it's at a certain price. I love Camel Camel Camel. It is my favorite. It is how I did half my Christmas shopping. So, oh, you use full Photoshop and PSC was hard? Cool. That's interesting. Honey does the same thing, price check. Does it show you like over the last whatever? Like this will, yeah, like this will just notify me by an email. Hey, by the way, it dropped low enough for you to buy. And I'm like, okay, let me go buy it. I don't have to check it or whatever, like the last 30 days. This one's fun. Okay, so I was watching this there's this photo frame that's like seriously $800 on Amazon, and I think it's just somebody screwed up in pricing it because it's only like a 5 frame photo frame and it says family or something. And so I pulled it up in Camel, 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 and it was showing me that it started out at 20 bucks and it went down to 15, and then I have no idea why, but it just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. So over the last 6 months, it's jumped like $700. I'm
That's
like,
so
what is it
weird.
doing? I do think of 3 actual camels. It kind of makes me laugh.
3 actual camels.
Yeah, camel, camel, camel.
Camel?
It's like you're counting them. There's
It's like you're
one,
saying
there's
Jimmy
two.
Kimmel. Kimmel, Kimmel, Kimmel.
Ah, camel, camel. Ah,
Kimmel,
that would be
Kimmel,
very
Kimmel.
confusing.
Yes.
Oh, I don't blame
Okay.
you, Kim. I think PSC, honestly, I think if the program is doing everything you want it to do, there's no reason to switch.
Yeah.
I switched from PSC to CC mostly because of Lightroom. Because I had an old Lightroom and I really wanted some of the new features. And so I talked myself into trying it, and now I actually do really enjoy it. So I stick with it. But I like knowing I can always go back to PSC if I need to, or if I want to. Need meaning I don't want to pay every month. Yeah, it sucks, Jen, when you're at that point where you really want a new Lightroom, and it's like, well, so. But I like it. I'm happy with it, don't get me wrong. Cat photo edits for other photographers, and they always complain, how did you learn PSCC? And I'm like, digital scrapbooking. I love it. Okay, so my little known secret, I actually don't edit very many of my photos. I've looked at Rad Lab and I think it looks awesome and I always think about getting it, but I edit so few of my photos, it's not worth it. I use Lightroom for the photo management process. Oh, goodness. Apparently it's Courtney confession night.
She's telling us all.
Telling you all. See, I just have never cared too much about editing them. I will up the color contrast sometimes and do certain things to them, but overall I'm just like, whatever, they're fine. That's why I will never have some of those absolute gorgeous, gorgeous photos because I'm just like, whatever. I don't care enough.
You
Oh.
don't care.
No, because you know what? I don't think my family cares, and really that's who I shop for in the end.
Yes.
Oh, I have some I should say that. I do have some presets that I like that I will use on occasion, but overall I just don't bother. My mother's kitchen, Jan, you're right. I have to edit every photo in my mother's kitchen or everyone looks very yellow. Because she had bright green 70s carpet and yellow, yellow walls and no windows.
Oh no. You're like,
Can't
no.
just throw a photo in, she has to edit it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Some people like to edit, some people don't. I figure it just depends on where you want to spend your time. And what makes you happy in the end, that's the real difference. Fix photos fast. Always getting rid of the orange cast at my house. I took out the dirt and gum spots on a pavement in a photo of Jeeps. That's not necessarily bad. I did that with my face when was it right before Christmas? I had this great big huge zit that started up right in the middle of my face. And I was like, okay, we're just going to Photoshop that out in every photo because I do not normally look like that.
Yeah. Like, not
Grad Lab
happening.
usually goes on sale for Black Friday, Kim, if you're interested. I know we just passed that, but Molly makes, oh, Molly edits them to make them funky. Oh, that's cool. Kim does a little tweaking. Some of them need a lot of help. Weird lighting. I think lighting, as you talk about, I'm like, well, yeah, I will sometimes fix the lighting. I guess it just depends on how happy I am with the photo as it is. The photo edges are cool. Cheryl, your photo
Photo
edges are
edges.
cool.
They're cool.
Yep.
Okay. Whoosh. There he is.
I like it. I like
Whoosh.
how you
There
did
he
the title too.
is.
How it mimics the movement in the photo.
Whoosh. There he is. And I think I'm going to pull
Whoosh,
this.
there he is. Psh.
Whoosh. There he is. Whoosh. There he is. Do, 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 do,
I
do,
love
do,
all the
do.
messy funness to this layout.
Me too. I'm liking it. I'm going to pull that down there.
Well, goodness, Molly, now I'm going to have to go and look up I know I saw your picture recently, but now I'm going to have to go look it up again
Ooh, I
so I
like
can see your
this.
avatar.
Whoosh.
See, are you
Whoosh.
logged in?
Whoosh.
You are not logged in. Okay, so I'll have to search for you. Do, do, do. Oh, yeah, yours is the flower, the purple flower. Elements 11 on eBay for $15. 11 does not have content aware.
No.
I would be worried about it activating too. I, you know, I would almost wait and see if you can find it on a good sale rather than, because I mean, really for twice the price, or well, okay, probably 3 times the price, you're going to get a more recent update and it'll work for you for longer. Yeah, I look for a minimum of 14, 14 or, because 14 was last year's, or was 15 last year's. There's a 15, right?
Yes.
14, 15, then 18. Oh, Molly forgot she changed it at Halloween. I was like, it's a flower with your eyeball in it. 15 was last year, but people complained about bugs. That's random because normally it's the even numbers that have more issues. Like 12, don't do 12. 12 is a pain in the butt for scrapbookers because of the way things pull in. Yeah, the new one is 2018. That's the nice thing about PSE. If you get one of the last couple years, I mean, think of it. You've used 7 for how long? If you were to pick up, you know, 14 or 18, you're probably going to be using that for the next couple years. Not couple years, but for the next lots of years. Yeah, Jen, I'm glad somebody else seconds my thought. Like 12 was bad. It was really bad.
It was very bad.
12 was the one, Cheryl, when you pulled in elements, it made them the size of the entire page.
Right.
So my mom did that bottle cap page where the bottle cap element was the entire background of her page.
You're like, no,
Yeah.
Mom,
I'm
no.
like, no, Mom, no, just no.
No, don't do it.
I like 14. I just didn't play with it much before I went to CC. So, but I do still have 14 on my computer, and it's what I go back to when I need to look up something for elements. Oh,
Okay.
Christina, that's hard. She's been sticking with CS5, and she's scared to move to CC, so she keeps not updating her computer because she's worried CS5 is going to stop working.
Mm.
See, I don't know enough about the differences with the CS to CC because I didn't use, I
Yeah, I
only
don't
use
either.
CC. I never started with CS. That was back in 2010. Yeah. I totally get disliking the subscription idea. And I think it's one of the reasons why I keep PSE around. Is that way if I want, I can always go back. It went down to $89 on December 29th. Well, that's not too bad. It's cheaper. Now, is that just Elements or is that the one with the video editor? Because I've never done the one with the video editor because I don't edit videos, I guess. I don't know. Timmy had CS5 until she got a new PC and then she couldn't find it, so they had to upgrade to CC. Photoshop Lightroom Cloud. I don't get it. I missed something. Oh, it was Photoshop, not PSE, that went to $89 on December 29th. Is that what you mean? Okay. So when I originally signed up for it, I signed up for it from, what do you call it? What is that site that teaches classes? Creative Live?
Yep.
Is that it? Creative
Mhm.
Live sometimes has a deal on it for $7.99 a month. And so when I originally signed up, that's how much I paid for the first year. So I didn't mind that. Like, I don't know what that translates to for a year, but it was nice because it gave me a cheaper price to try it out. And I used to joke that it was the same price as Netflix. But funny story is I've canceled Netflix, but not Photoshop CC. 96 for a year. See, I gotta get better at math because that's my class this year, but I've been avoiding it all day. I did my timed test, and I did okay. I'd rather pay for CC than Netflix. Me too, Jimmy. Kayla canceled CC to get Netflix. Ooh, Kat can claim CC as a business expense. Oh, Kim, I had Netflix and CC for a while, but we canceled Netflix. We do it every so often. We cancel it for a while, and then we're like, ooh, I want to see this. I want to see this. And so then we'll get it again because we haven't seen all the stuff that's on it recently. Netflix is so meh. Okay, Kim, funny story about that. You're about to cancel cable and go to just streaming. So my husband and I have been like just streaming for years. I don't think we've ever had cable in my son's life, and he's turning 8 soon. I'm pretty sure we haven't. So, but recently when we got our internet, to renew our internet, we have cable internet, so of course they play the games. It was cheaper to renew our internet and get cable and cancel Netflix than to just have our internet and Netflix. So we canceled Netflix and stuck with and went with the actual cable for a little while. So Hulu is better than Netflix. I cannot stand the ads on Hulu. I don't know
You
if it's my
can
computer because I've had so many different computers,
you
but I
can pay to have it.
swear
You can pay to have no ads on Hulu.
you can, but to me, I'm not willing to do that. I'm
Well,
okay
it
with the
is
ads.
fabulous.
The problem I have with it is it will play through 3 ads and then the actual program will freeze. So for me, I've always gone, why would I pay for Hulu premium with no ads when it's the Hulu part of it that keeps freezing on me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like a bad, it's bad juju. I get if it's like their business plan to force people to pay for it, but for me it does the other thing. It's like, why would I pay for it? Because if you can't make that run, why would I want to pay extra?
right.
Yes, Molly, I have that too. When they're not showing an ad and they blame it on you, saying it's your ad blocker, and I'm like, I opened a window specifically with no ad blocker. Come on. Kat says it doesn't freeze for her because she has the no ads version. Well, she uses her sister's. You have Sling, don't you, Cheryl?
I do. That's what we're using right now to watch um, the game, which is back on, by the way.
Ooh.
Okay, I think I'm done, even down to the journaling.
Woot. That's impressive.
Says Daniel got this fun tricycle for his 3rd birthday. I love this photo of him and his face so full of concentrated effort to get this vehicle going. He was always in motion, running everywhere, so to get a trike that would let him go even faster was definitely an awesome prize.
Ah, how sweet.
Oh, he's so cute.
Molly says she really
Yeah,
loves how it turned out.
me too. I'm so glad Jan did this challenge. I mean, it was a few steps, but I mean, if you just follow right along with the instructions, it worked perfectly.
Jan says
Perfectly.
Alabama will probably make a comeback and trounce Georgia now.
I hope so. I'm fixing to go in there. My presence will make them win. Right?
I totally, absolutely. Those superstitions, you know.
All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you for